the time I was 11, I've struggled with migraines, some that were so debilitating they've sent me to emergency rooms and hospital stays up to 12 days. Doctors didn't know what caused them. My neurologist at the time sent me to an MRI. We found what we thought at the time was a benign epidermoid cyst. The cyst was pretty serious. It was located near my optic nerve, pituitary gland, and brainstem. It required surgery. And before the impending surgery, my mom posted about it on Facebook, asking friends and family for prayers and good thoughts. After the cyst was extracted, we found out that it wasn't a cyst. It was cancer, a chordoma specifically, cancer that grows from bone. Soon after, I began my 42 rounds of proton beam radiation treatments at the Perelman Center in Philadelphia every weekday. During this time, people were raising money, creating meal trains, sending me cards and gift baskets. People were doing anything and everything they could to help me and my family. Then, after 8 weeks and 42 treatments, I got to ring the bell, which signified the end of my treatment. Then, on that final day, I got to go home to a banner stating, "We support you." And about 110 people waiting for me to come home at the Lancaster Amtrak train station. During my treatments, I was treated like a warrior. People thought I was very strong for going through what I was at the time. And because of that, people we knew and sometimes those that we didn't started things like fundraisers and meal trains. I got to Make-A-Wish through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. I had people backing me up no matter what. People don't choose to get cancer, just like they don't choose to get mentally ill. When I was 14, I had a radical change in behavior. I was constantly irritated with my family. I was hanging out with the wrong people and making short, impulsive decisions as a result. I would go out all day, become overstimulated, and when I would go home, all I could find myself capable of was falling into a heavy, exhausting depression. When I was depressed, I wasn't treated like a warrior. When I would tell people I had to go to a psychiatric appointment, I got much different looks than when I would tell people I had to go to a radiology appointment. There was a lack of sympathy, specifically from those at school, peers and staff. Some just couldn't understand why certain things still bothered me or why I would have continuous depressive episodes. So when we have physical symptoms, we go see a doctor, like I did with my migraines. When we show symptoms of a mental illness, oftentimes we just brush it off and don't go see a doctor. Why? Ignoring physical symptoms can be life-threatening. It could have been with my cancer. However, not seeking medical attention for a mental illness can be life-threatening as well, and it could have been for me. In January of 2014, I attempted to take my life by taking 113 ibuprofen. I knew ibuprofen wouldn't kill me, yet I truly wanted to die. Taking so much of what I knew wouldn't kill me was an unknown cry for help, one I didn't even know that I was making. We as a society need to remove the stigma around mental health so that people can comfortably and honestly tell what is going on. We need to stop living in the mindset that mental illness is a choice. A person has no choice over getting a mental illness, just like they have no choice in getting cancer. You can no more snap yourself out of a mental illness than you can snap yourself out of cancer. Why isn't there a bell to ring when we overcome a mental illness? Why don't we send gift cards or baskets to those who are struggling emotionally? Why don't we post on Facebook when we're depressed? When people are fighting something such as cancer, people don't tell them to get out of bed and suck it up. No, they tell them to take the time they need to rest and recuperate. Why don't we do that with those who are struggling with mental illness? Why aren't we as empathetic and understanding with those suffering from mental illness? Why do we treat mental illness so differently from physical illness? The difference in attitude and demeanor is astounding when we exchange the word physical health for mental health. So what can we do to change that? First, take people seriously when they tell you how they feel. Understand that there may be more to a person's mental state than we think. Second, realize that taking medication is sometimes necessary. It doesn't mean that a person is crazy or nuts. It just means that there is a chemical imbalance in somebody's brain, and that's okay. Third, having a mental illness is not a choice. There is no shame when a person has a physical illness. Therefore, there should be no shame when a person has a mental illness. They had no choice in the matter. By rising above, we can stop perpetuating the stereotype. The movement to removing the stigma around mental health begins with you and me, and everyone who believes it shouldn't be physical health. It shouldn't be mental health. It should just be health. Thank you.